Hi everybody, this is Kevin Broussard and I'm here today to talk to you about 3 easy steps that we can all take towards disability inclusion and awareness. Step number 1 is challenging your perceptions of disability. Whenever we're trying to address any stigma or discrimination, we want to know and have an honest understanding of what our perceptions are and why they are that way. And so I want you to think about when you're in public and you come across somebody who is a wheelchair user or a blind person, what are the thoughts that come through your mind? Do you question their independence? Do you try to understand how they function in daily life? What are the thoughts that run through your mind? And then I want you to think about why you think about those perceptions. Is it because of media, which is often misinformed and miseducated? Or is it from personal experience you have with people with disabilities? Or is it just a wild guess because everyone else is saying that they're not independent and you have these stereotypes that are embedded in you? So understanding where you are is a really key component to changing your mindset on how you perceive disability. Number 2 is educating yourself on disability. And so it's good to have a broad understanding of the different kinds of disabilities, whether it's physical disabilities, visual disabilities, hearing disabilities, and the ever-growing invisible disabilities, such as depression, mental health issues, or even diseases like lupus. So having a broad understanding of what those entail. And I would recommend that you go on Google and do some internet research, but your best resource is going to be talking to people with disabilities. They're going to give you their first-hand experience on what it's like to live with a disability and understanding what their capabilities are. Number 3 is empowering people with disabilities in the workplace. This is a really crucial item that people in the disability world have been trying to address for a long time. Unfortunately, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities is twice that of people who are not disabled. That is a trend that we absolutely need to stop. And having people with disabilities at your company, if you're in a position to hire, is going to be crucially beneficial to you and your business. Because think about just disability from a business standpoint. 1 in 5 Americans, 20% of Americans are disabled. If you have people at the table in your company that are disabled, they're going to have a keen understanding of that market. And that's a huge part of our consumer market base. 20% of Americans have a disability. You don't want to miss out on that. And empowering them to be in that decision-making process to understand even things like how you're marketing and the language that you use so you can appeal more to the disability community. And a personal story too is that I can guarantee you that you're going to get one of the hardest workers you're ever going to have if you hire a person with a disability. When I was in college, after college, I was really struggling to get a job in a career field that I was desiring. And I knew that as a person with a disability, like those stats I shared with you before, the unemployment rate is so high that the opportunities are few and far between. And so eventually I did get a job in a field that I love, and I latched onto that job for dear life. And I worked so hard to make sure that I did not squander that opportunity. And so when that time does come, if you're a hiring manager and somebody with a disability applies, you're going to get one of the hardest workers you're ever going to have in your company, I guarantee it. And really just remember to believe in the abilities of people with disabilities and you will not be disappointed, I promise you that. So again, those 3 easy steps that we can all take towards disability inclusion and awareness. Number 1 is challenge your perceptions. Number 2 is educate yourself on disability. And number 3 is empower disabled people in the workplace. And if we do that all together, I guarantee we are going to be heading toward a brighter, more inclusive future.